And the same around there is I take pictures, I'm gonna show it to you guys and see how I can be able to get any funds or any help or someone can be able to help. It's a little piece of land that we need to fix. And I think that traffic thing, someone needs to fix it. They need to put line red all the way because it's no good. And it's accident can happen right there. So that's all what I have to say. So let me show you.
And ma'am, I'll go ahead and I'll give you my card because the pictures you can also send them to me and I'll inquire with our different departments as well.
Thank you very much. Okay, our last speaker this evening is Pam Gill. Pam, good evening.
Hello. Okay. And you want me to email this?
Yes. Thank you. And I'll get back to you if not by this early.
Okay. And what about with this, the line thing that I saw? Is it the red? Just do a thing, do it till here, halfway. Okay. But the thing is, if you see these old cars, old parking, this is valley.
I got to start off before my time starts or whatever, that I
It's really
think the big praise should go out to Angela and all the stuff that she does for the great senior dinner she put on. Or yes, it was a wonderful evening. But I don't know, you must have had close to 100 people there. And it was a really, really nice, and it was really nice to see that back in Bloomington to have events like that for folks. So just wanted to give kudos to you and your volunteers and everybody that put that on, because that's something Bloomington has. You said it's the second year, but it's something Bloomington hasn't seen in long, long time. People, it was just really nice. It was just a very nice event. I wanted to thank you. So also, this was kind of for the county folks, on the fact that when we're talking the sewers, and I think last time I spoke was that each time somebody hooks up the sewer, I've still got it in my head that they have to sign an irrevocable annexation agreement. Did you guys find out if that was true? But because in the past, it was that anytime you hooked to Rialto sewer, you had to, and part of the agreement is an irrevocable agreement to not fight annexation to Rialto should they annex.
So we're going to be connecting Rialto, inquiring with Rialto Sewer for those connections. So I'll get back to you with that one, Pam.
Okay, and that was, and also I realized that 2016 was when they did the Valley Corridor specific plan. And in that course of that time, the positive things is they brought the nice apartments in. And the only other growth in that course of time has been one business, the AutoZone or auto parts store came. And now we're getting the hotel is coming in. It's supposedly a hotel anyway on Vitt Linden and Cedar. And it distresses me because if that hotel gets bad ratings, then they're going to have to resort to getting vouchers and such to fill their businesses. And so when you get off at Cedar, it looks very ghetto. So the community, the businesses got together, we met with the sheriffs, and thank you for everything. The CHP, the sheriffs, code enforcement, the Met team, all got together with some of the local businesses and are working to hopefully get that when you get off Cedar and Valley, at least and along Valley Corridor, is to get that to be where it is a more inviting, less transient environment. So that families would be able to take their kids out to, right now, Burger King, I think I mentioned before, closes at 8:00 at night and locks the doors. They're still open to drive through, but families can't go there. So they met with that. But I would like the county to address the county to please have another community Valley Corridor, what do you call it? What do you want to call that? Where we all get together and we talk about what kind of businesses we want in the Valley on Valley Boulevard. Because if this hotel comes in and they bring people from the airports and we get good, people, they have nowhere to eat, nowhere to do anything, nowhere, there's nothing to do in Bloomington. So across the street, they proposed to put in a warehouse. Well, just as easy in that lot, they could put in a restaurant or something else. I know we have to, as a community, work to invite the people to come to get to know us. But I'm in hopes that the county would make another meeting so that the businesses in Bloomington could get together and say what they would like to have on Valley. Because in the corridor specific plan, it shows we look like Victoria Gardens. It does, I'm sorry, it doesn't show that we look like illegal truck parking, right? The trucks parked in, it looks like all these beautiful things that they sold the community at the time. But that was in 2016. It is now 2024, and if that hotel doesn't succeed, and people come there and find us not to be anything but what we are right now, then the hopes to get better businesses is not going to be very easy. So anyway, I'm hoping, is that possible we could get another meeting about the specific plan? Thank you very much. I think I've got some other things, but I can't remember.
Okay, thank you, Pam.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, discussion items, old business. See none? We'll move along to new business. Anybody have any new business you'd like to discuss? Okay. I'm going to tell you, at this point, I'm going to mention before we get to our comments. So, and under new business on this I-10 Cedar interchange, I just wanted to let the residents know about the upcoming 10-day ramp closure on the westbound 10. Getting off, you will not be able to get off at Cedar from Friday, December 6th through Monday, December 16th. So you'll need to find an alternative route either off Riverside Avenue or on Sierra. It's a major part of the project to close off that off-ramp at that time. All the other access points will be on. It's just that westbound off-ramp onto Cedar, heading westbound onto 10 will be shut down during those dates and times. So if you need further information, you can go on the SBCTA website, and they have a construction alert that comes out weekly updates, and you can get information there. And I believe also at the supervisor's staff, I believe we have information on Cedar that goes up consistently.
No, other than the updates that we provided at the beginning, which is what you were mentioning about the 10-day closure, that's all the updates. We'll be posting anything that SBCTA shares with those on our social medias as well. But please feel free to give us a call should you have any other concerns.
Okay, thank you. And so that if you want to contact them, it's sbcta .ccsend.com is the email address I have for them. So if you'd like to check in and get updates on what's going on the Cedar interchange, that's the place to do it, San Bernardino County Transportation Authority. So with that, we'll move along to approval of the 2025 Bloomington MAC meetings. Do you have an opportunity to look at our calendar? Okay, and everybody's fine with that. I believe we're dark in January.
Yes.
Is that correct? Right after the first, okay. All right, so we'll just go ahead and, do we need a motion? And we need a motion on that? Okay, can I make a motion?
I
Need a
motion that.
Okay, motion to approve the next year's dates?
Yes.
Okay, second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, we're good on that. Okay, community. That is strictly up to Supervisor Baca's staff. They make those decisions, so that'll be something you'll have to take up with them.
Yeah. So our meeting, the Bloomington MAC meeting will be dissolving given the end of the term of supervisor. And then as he's beginning his new term, the Bloomington MAC will be appointed again. So those will be noted on our board agenda items. We're hoping to have that at the beginning of January. So at that point, a new MAC members or our current members, if they want to continue, will be appointed.
Okay, we'll move on to community events. Anybody have community events? Act ladies, you are as active.
Just Little League has on December 11th our in-person registration. Other than that, we have nothing else. We will be open. Yes, sir. Oh, you do? Okay, sure.
We'll donate a couple of boxes of trash bags to help you all out. Okay. Okay. We'll donate a rake.
What time is it going to be? It's going to be December 7th at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 to noon.
Would you? Okay, the next one, if I know Athea, she mentioned it, but this is a really tough month for me. I would like to go ahead and participate the next one that you do have. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
Pam has my number. I'll give you my card and then you can let me know so I can put it on my calendar. That'd be great.
And just so you know, also, we'd be willing, so we work with the high school. A lot of kids, we've been getting the kids that are needing community service hours. So we actually like try to get the kids involved in doing stuff. She had kids come for her event, for the senior dinner. We have them coming to do gingerbread houses here. So when we have those, if we can get enough notice, at least a month, we might be able to also get them, because there's different organizations within the high school that they need community service hours, and they're always calling us because there's nowhere to go to do community service hours in Bloomington. So we utilize them as best as we can to try to get them their hours covered. So, and then we could also ask the Girl Scouts, the Boys, Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts? Boy Scouts, right? To try to get more people out there. The more the merrier, and we can probably get things done a lot faster. So, So would you be okay with us sharing that on our pages as well about Saturday? You're good? Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Angela, you got something?
An event. I just want to talk on what Pat said. We had a successful senior dinner. It was our second year. The first year we did it, the seniors really loved it and they wanted us to continue. So it was amazing. We had turkey. What was that? Oh my gosh, I drew a blank. Brisket, and it was done by a gentleman that lives in our community who has a barbecue business, and it was absolutely amazing. The seniors, we had all the trimmings and everything. We had music, and we had a lot of prizes, raffles, and whatnot. And the seniors really enjoyed it, as Pam was saying. It was great to see you come as well. So that's something we'll be doing every year. And our sponsors, yes, was Supervisor Baca sponsored the food. We had West Valley Water sponsored water. We had Sonora Tires that sponsors our turkeys for our families every year. So it was a really amazing time. It was so. I just said that. Yeah, did I say he donates the turkeys to us every year? Oh, yeah. Sonora Tires donated 500 turkeys to us, and we were able to give out 500 turkeys, which is great. So he sponsors us every year. So it was really amazing. So thank you, Pam. And I don't have any upcoming events except for gingerbread houses this Friday we're going to be doing here with the kids. So we have 62 kids that have registered for gingerbread houses. So we're super excited to do that with the kiddos. So, and I think that's it.
Anyone else out in the audience have any community events? Okay, seeing none, we'll move along to our MAC member reports. Teresa, you want to go first this evening? Oh, I'm sorry, Joaquin?
December 12th at 5 p.m. with the deadline to submit comments for the NOP, the comment period for the notice of preparation of the environmental impact report. So if anyone wants to send in a comment on that project, like Bloomington Business Park, our industrial partners, and make comments about the environmental impact, the deadline is December 12th at 5 p.m. And you can send that to Merrill Wells at, I forgot her name. Merrill Wells at County, 7
Okay, thank you for that. Teresa?
Nothing really to report, just a super big thank you to, our CHP, our code, our sheriff, our fire department, and everybody in the community. The people that we have right now that have consistently to the meetings and showing how much that they care about the community. It's nice to see so many people speaking up about things they'd like to see, trying to actually make a change. We can talk all day long, but don't do anything to get us anywhere. So, you muting me? No, I'm just kidding. Being active, it's nice to see people that care about making our streets look nice, presentable. I completely agree with the presentation. When you come off of the freeway, nobody wants to see. I came today up how many homeless people were living in that wash up there. Nobody wants to see that in their community. So it's nice that people are caring enough to try to take things back, clean up the streets, that code enforcement's working so well to get that graffiti off. Because honestly, when we see all that graffiti, it puts things into kids' heads. One day I was at our park and a parent was coming to register their kid and someone had just tagged the building. And I will never forget the way that parent talked about how she felt that park was because there were graffiti. And she's like, I don't want my kid playing here. Look at this park. And that's always sat with me all these years. And so it's been really nice that we have nice places for our kids and families to go to. And we don't want it to just be parks, though. We want it to be our entire community, because as residents, we deserve better. But as residents, we have to care enough to do things, not just solely rely on the county, or if we were to become a city, the city, but to do things as residents. Like you guys are taking action, doing something on your own. That's wonderful. Going up and helping someone in need. That's what we need to do. And it would be nice if maybe in 2025 we can come together as a community and have more events like that. We've talked about in the future trying to do something for our senior citizens who have a house and maybe they can upkeep it. It's unfortunate in this day and age, a lot of the times people have forgotten to care about their neighbors, and we need to bring that old school feel, bring our streets to be safer again, where our kids can play out and play or not. So let's keep doing it.
Teresa, Angela?
Want to say thank you, as well as Teresa just said, to all of you that come consistently every month, and that your concerns don't go unnoticed. And the fact that you want to do more for the community of Bloomington. Pam's on a mission with the businesses, which is great. And then the gentleman here that helps Pam, I had never seen you before up until the mural meeting. So it's good to see you. The meeting that they were having about the mural that they were making at the baseball park. So that's the first time I've ever seen you. So to see you consistently and helping with the Pam cleanup and everything, that's great. That's fantastic. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Right. Thank you, ladies. And for me, I'd like to, wish everybody a Merry Christmas season, Happy New Year. And just a few things I picked up in the comments, Alondra. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I would hope and I would like to reach out to your organization, the PC4EJ, to help the MAC and the members of this community in our trials to eliminate illegal truck yards. They have no restrictions. They operate overnight. They run reefer units. They're located right next to Bloomington High School and completely surrounding Bloomington High School. And it would be wonderful if the environmental justice groups would help with this environmental disaster that goes on with these illegal truck yards who dump raw oil, raw fuel on the ground. They operate with, as I mentioned, without any restrictions. And at last count, there was approximately 200 within the community. I have 3 acres next to my house where people are working all through the evening illegally. And all the things I mentioned to you, just mentioned about reefer units running and that type of thing. We get those type of complaints all the time. And quite frankly, these properties with these illegal truck yards, they're operating on streets that are never meant for trucking. They're not truck routes. Laurel up and down from the high school is not a truck route, yet there's a big truck yard right across the street. There's a big truck yard, a couple of them they're all up and down Santa Ana. My neighbors, quite frankly, a lot of them are like, well, I want to sell to a warehouse developer because I don't like all these illegal trucks running up and down my street all the time, and they don't belong here. And personally, I don't want to leave Bloomington. I love Bloomington. I'd love to see these issues settled out. And so hopefully, we can start getting some assistance from the environmental justice community, because that's your main function, is to provide a safe environment, and that's what we would like to do as well. Regarding Joaquin, I agree with a lot of what you're saying about incorporation, and that was the purpose in 2017 of allowing a certain amount of industrial development, because Bloomington has tried, and Pam Gill can speak to this, Bloomington has tried several times to incorporate, and the reality is we can't incorporate because we don't have the revenue. We wouldn't last 2 seconds as a city. So you're right. That's why our interchange is getting the last one that's getting fixed, because we don't have the horsepower. We don't have a mayor. We don't have a city council. You're correct in that. And right now, four supervisors that we did not elect make decisions for this community. We do not make our own decisions. So you guys get frustrated. Believe me, we get frustrated too, because we've had positions on certain things, and the board went in the other direction. And we have no more control over that than you do. We can just, as you're trying to do, you're trying to give your input, and we respect that. And hopefully people will respect our input as well, and from our perspective on what's good for the community. We live here, and we've lived, all of us have lived here for a long time. So, I'd love to see us kind of be in a more collaborative state, not to work on these issues, not in a confrontational state, because the reality is, the environmental justice groups can't control what goes on in Bloomington, nor can the MAC. So we're both in the same position. So I think what we need to do is work together on areas of mutual concern where we can be beneficial, and try to move the community forward. And I would love to see us, become a city. That was always my goal in all of this, so we can make our own decisions. Because I can tell you, like the Cedar Interchange has been on the book since 2001. If you go back and you look at the general plan update in 2007, it was supposed to be started in 2008, but it kept getting pushed behind because we don't have a mayor, we don't have a staff, we don't have city elected officials to advocate for us. So what happens is we end up getting last. And the warehouse projects that have been done, the few of them, part of the deal was that all the money goes to Bloomington. It does not go into the county coffers. It goes into Bloomington for Bloomington services, because we are woefully underserved. And if you don't have to take my word for it, you can ask our sheriffs and how much they work they have to do. And quite frankly, there's a large group of people in Bloomington that are tired of the excessive crime, and they want to see things done and see things improved. And I'm sure you guys, you live here too, you'd like to see things improved as well, I would hope. And so these are the kind of things that we need to work together to resolve and get solutions to. So hopefully 2025 will be a great year where we can all work together and accomplish a lot, and move the community forward, and start working towards what Joaquin, what you said you wanted. It's the same thing I want. I want to be a city eventually and make our own decisions. And whatever the people that live here decide, I am perfectly fine with that because that's democracy. The people that live here decide, not out of town groups, not people with agendas, not a board of supervisors that we didn't vote for. The people that actually live in this community, they're the ones that need to be making the decisions for us. And right now that doesn't happen. And I'm very well aware of that. And I share, Joaquin and the group, I share your frustration on that point. We may have a little different way of solving the issue, but we both have the same concerns. So I just wanted to get that out there and, wish you guys all a happy new year. And hopefully 2025 will be a year that everybody works together and we can see a lot of progress in the community. And Bloomington has made a lot of progress. We're getting more public safety. Our special districts are doing phenomenal work. A lot of community events that we've never had before. And I have to give kudos to my colleagues here. They are two of the most giving people in this community. Angela with with her organization, her nonprofit, and Teresa with the work she does with the Little League. I mean, Bloomington Little League is the envy of all the communities in the area because of what they've done, and they're bringing this community together, and that's the type of stuff we need. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there to you guys, and I really appreciate everything. And MAC members, if you don't have anything else, we'll adjourn the meeting. Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next year.